organic chemistry. Topic name is hyperconjugation, and these are the learning outcomes of today's topic. So let's start the topic with the requirements that are necessary for hyperconjugation. So in this diagram, notice that in the hyperconjugative structures, in the second, third, and fourth of propene, the bond between an alpha carbon and one of the hydrogen atom is absent. So this is the hyperconjugation, which is called no bond resonance. Okay, this is the thing which we see in hyperconjugation, and it is one of the requirement for it. Now these equivalent contributing structure, that is 2, 3 and 4, these are also polar in nature, and hence they are responsible for the dipole moment of propene. Okay, it is 0.36 d. We denote dipole moment with the symbol d. The bond length of carbon-carbon in propene is equal to 1.48, and the range is 1.54 of carbon-carbon and 1.34 of carbon double bond carbon. Okay. Thus, due to hyperconjugation, the approximate bond order of C, that is carbon-carbon sigma bond, is 1.5. This kind of hyperconjugation is also known as the sacrificial hyperconjugation because one bond is missing. Now, in hyperconjugation, it is also exhibited by carbocation that is attached to alpha carbon having hydrogen atom, and also by the free radicals that are attached to the alpha carbon having hydrogen atom. But in carbanions, we see that they do not exhibit hyperconjugation. Okay, so hyperconjugation is possible in carbocation having alpha carbon or alpha hydrogen, and in free radical, but in carbanion it is not possible because there are no alpha hydrogen or alpha carbon. Now, what are the consequences and application of hyperconjugation? So first is the stability of alkenes. As a general rule, greater the number of alkyl group containing hydrogens attached on the double bond, greater is the stability of that alkene, as we can see in propene also. So this is because of increase in the number of contributing no bond resonance structure, because the carbons or the hydrogen which are contributing in the no bond resonance structure, that increases. Okay, because of the number of alkyl group, that's why the stability of alkenes also increases. So that is the reason why 2-butene is more stable than 1-butene. Here you can see the figure. Here is the structure of 1-butene. So here we have 2 hydrogen, or we can say 2 alpha hydrogen only, right? But in 2-butene we have 6 hydrogen or 6 alpha hydrogen. So because of the presence of more contributing hydrogen, the stability also increases. Okay, so hence the contributing structure in 2-butene are more, and that's why it is more stable than 1-butene. Now next thing is that with the increase in the number of methyl group on the double bonds, the stability of alkenes increases, as we can see in this figure. Okay, the above order has been justified on the basis of heat of hydrogenation data of the given alkenes. We can see that the last structure, which is having 4 methyl group, its stability is the largest. Okay, and the first structure which have no methyl group, its stability is the lowest. Okay, so more the number of methyl group, more will be the stability. With rise in the stability of alkene, the value of heat of hydrogenation decreases, and for more substituted alkenes, heat of formation is higher than expected. So it must be kept in mind that the important condition for hyperconjugation to take place in alkene is that the alkyl group, which is attached to the double bond, must have minimum one hydrogen atom so that the stability is good. Okay, for example, in this case, tert butyl, this is a alkene containing a tert butyl group on the doubly bonded carbon. So here the hyperconjugation is not possible. Here you can see this is whole alkene, but this carbon is attached with the carbon which is having 3 methyl group, but it does not have any hydrogen group. So here, does hyperconjugation can took place? No, it cannot. Okay, so at least one hydrogen is must for hyperconjugation. Now the effect of hyperconjugation is stronger than the inductive effect, because in inductive effect there is partial delocalization of charges, but in hyperconjugation there is total transfer, or we can say the delocalization of charges, as we have seen in the examples. And now let's see another example for this point. For example, consider the inductive effect. One may conclude in 1-butene is more stable than propene, as the positive inductive effect of ethyl group is stronger than that of the methyl group, right? So, but this is not correct. Propene is more stable than 1-butene. Here you can see in this figure. So, due to the fact that there are 3 hydrogen on alpha methyl group involved in hyperconjugation, in 1-butene there are only 2 hydrogen atom on the CH2 group that can take part in hyperconjugation. So which will be more stable? Obviously propene. Okay, so here propene will show good hyperconjugation and it is more stable than butene. That's why it is said that hyperconjugation effect is stronger than the inductive effect, because it shows the total transfer or delocalization of charges. Second point is that stability of carbocations. Now see the example of carbocations. Okay, we also say that in them carbonium ions. The ethyl carbocation, that is CH3 CH2 positive, is more stable than the methyl carbocation CH3 positive. Why? Because the sigma electron of the alpha carbon hydrogen bond in ethyl group are delocalized into the empty p orbital, right, of the positive carbon center, and thus by giving rise to no bond resonance structure. Here we can see in this example the sigma electron of the alpha CH bond in ethyl group are delocalized into the empty p orbital, okay, of the positive carbon center, okay, and they are not giving rise to they are giving rise to no bond resonance structure. Here you can see there is no bond between carbon and hydrogen, but hydrogen is not completely separated. It is there, but there is no bond. So no bond resonance structure is very must for hyperconjugation, and carbocations are showing them in very efficiently, right? So hyperconjugation is not possible in methyl carbocation and it is less stable, but it is possible in ethyl carbocation and it is very much stable. Here the first question is, which of the following is known as Baker-Nathan effect? So we have studied that hyperconjugation effect is known as the Baker-Nathan effect. Now next question is, larger the number of hyperconjugation structure, the stability of free radical will. So we have understood in the case of carbocation also. So the number of hyperconjugation structure will increase, then the stability also increases. Okay, any of the, if it is alkyl group or carbocation group or free radical group. So these are the topics which we have covered today. So thank you so much for watching the video.